Sequence, by definition, a sequence, or also known as progression, is a list of objects, events, or numbers in a definite order of occurrence. So we have member of a sequence, and each member of a sequence is called a term. A sequence is said to be finite if it contains finite number of terms. An infinite sequence is one having infinite number of terms, thus the last term is not indicated. Then the notation A sub n represents the n term or the general term of the sequence. Okay, so here are some examples of sequence. We have the sequence 2, 4, 6, 8. Then we have also 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, 21. Then we have also 1, 3, 9, 27, and so on. Okay, so for each sequence here, 2, 4, 6, 8 is known as a finite sequence because it contains finite number of terms. So there are only 4 terms. And letters B and C are examples of infinite sequence because the last term here is not indicated. Okay? Then there are 3 types of sequence. The first one we're going to discuss is arithmetic sequence. And by definition, an arithmetic sequence is a sequence in which the difference between 2 successive terms is constant. This difference, denoted by T, is called the common difference. Okay, for any arithmetic sequence in which A sub n is the general term, A1 is the first term, and n is a positive integer, where it is also defined to be the number of terms, the formula for the n term of an arithmetic sequence now is A sub n equals A1 plus 1n minus 1 times t. Okay? Then the first and last terms of the sequence are called arithmetic extremes. Then the terms in between are called arithmetic means. And in defining arithmetic mean between A sub n minus 1 and A sub n, it is defined to be A sub n minus 1 plus A sub n over 2. And then if we have arithmetic mean of n terms, so the formula is A sub n plus A sub n minus 1 up to A sub 2 plus A sub 1 all over n. Now for arithmetic sequence, we're going to find the 6th term, 11th term, and nth term of the arithmetic sequence. We have the first one, negative 8, negative 5, negative 2, and so on. Okay, so to find the 6th term, 11th term, and nth term of this arithmetic sequence, we will start by defining the common difference of these successive terms in the sequence. So you can find it by having the second term, negative 5, minus the first term, so that is now plus 8. Why? Because it's negative 5 minus negative 8, okay? And the answer is equal to 3. So let us also take the other sequence, the difference of the other sequence. So where we have now negative 2 minus negative 5, we have it as negative 2 plus 5 is also equal to 3. Okay? So you need to do this finding first the common difference, denoted with this arithmetic sequence. Okay? Because an arithmetic sequence is characterized by a constant difference. And you should take 2 pairs of successive terms in the given sequence. Okay? What I mean is take 2 differences of 2 successive terms in the arithmetic sequence. So as you can see, we have here the same value for your difference of the terms in the sequence. Okay? And since we have already found the common difference, So let us now define the sixth term. The sixth term is denoted by a sub 6, okay? And we'll make use of the formula an equals a1 plus 20n minus 1 times t. Okay? So defining now the sixth term, let us replace n equals 6 now. So a1 is the first term, we have negative 8 plus n is equal to 6, because it's the sixth term, and minus 1 times t is equal to 3. So therefore a sub 6 now is negative 8 plus 6 minus 1 is 5 times 3. So we have here now negative 8 plus 15 equals positive 7. Okay? So that is now your sixth term. What about the 11th term? So for the 11th term, so we make use of the same formula, which is a sub n equals a1 plus 20n minus 1 times t. So this is now a11 equals a1, we make use of the first term, which is negative 8, then plus, and here now is 11. Okay? So that's now 11 minus 1 times t. We have common difference a while ago, which is 3. So therefore, a11 now is negative 8 plus 11 minus 1 is n times 3, that's 30. So what is now a11? A11 will give you now 20. Okay? And defining now the nth term of the arithmetic sequence, meaning the formula for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence. So let us make use of the formula now. A sub n equals a1 plus 20n minus 1 times t. Okay? So that's an now equals a1 is of course negative 8 plus 20n minus 1 times t, and equals 3. Okay? And with that, we can also see that then term now, or the formula for the nth term is negative 8 plus 3n minus 3, or what is the a sub n is negative 11 plus 3 sub n. Okay? So this is now the one for final answer, a sub n. Then this is the 11th term, 22, and then this is the 6th term, 7. Okay? Second example here, we are still to define the 6th term, the 11th term, and the nth term of the sequence. We have the sequence a minus 3, a plus 1, then a plus 5, and so on. So let's start by defining a sub 6. So let us identify first the formula that we're going to make use is of course a sub n equals a1 plus 20n minus 1 times t. So let us take first the common difference of this sequence. So we have the formula for the common difference is a sub 2. What's your a sub 2? It is a plus 1 minus b sub 1. It's the first term, which is a minus 3. So getting now the common difference, so that is a minus 3 will be 0, then 1 minus negative 3, that will be positive 4. Okay? Let us take another difference of two successive terms. That is now a plus 5, which is the third term, minus the second term, a minus 1. So in defining now the difference, we have a minus 3 second 0, then 5. So it should be plus 1. So 5 minus 1 is now equal to 4. Okay? So as you can see, we have a common difference, which is 4. So we can now readily solve for a sub 6 using the formula. A1 is a minus 3 plus n is 6, because we are to find the 6th term, right? Then minus 1 times t equals 4. Okay? So what's that a sub 6? It's a minus 3 plus 5 times 4 is 20. So therefore, a sub 6 now is equal to a plus a A plus 70. Okay? So, what's next? Let us now define A11. For us to define A11, so we have the formula again, which is A1 plus 1n minus 1 times b. So we have already found value for the common difference b. You can identify A1. So that we can now identify now the 11th term. Of course, n equals 11 here. So using the formula, so I mentioned, so A1 is A minus 3, then plus, and is 11 minus 1 times b, which is 4. And from here, A11 now is A minus 3 plus 40. For A11 now will be A plus 37. Okay? Then the last one now where we have A sub n, or the formula for the nth term. So still using this formula, A1 plus 20n minus 1 times b. So an now equals A1 is A minus bn plus quantity n minus 1 times 4. Okay? So where we have this now as, so A sub n now equals A plus 4n minus 7. Okay? So this is the formula for